Broadcasting live from Dar es Salaam, this is TBC News, our top stories. People start to benefit from water project of Same Mwanga Korogwe. SGR kicks off from Dar es Salaam to Morogoro. Good evening, I am Teddy Mparanyanga. You can also follow us live via YouTube channel TBC Online and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook and X pages at TBC Online. The Vice President, Dr. Philip Mpango, has commended Ministry of Waters officials for administrating and implementing water project of Same Mwanga Korogwe. Dr. Mpango made the remarks after inspecting the project and seeing people benefiting from it, urging the Ministry of Water to make sure that all villages surrounding the project benefit from clean and safe water.
Kwa viongozi wa wizara na uongozi wa mkoa.
To the ministry and regional leaders, time has come to mute complaints about the water shortage. I have witnessed this area having enough water. So make sure that the people around this area have adequate water supply.
He asked Kilimanjaro region leaders to prepare special areas where livestock can drink water in order to protect the water project from being used by livestock. Standard Gauge Railway SDR has officially started operating from Dar es Salaam to Morogoro. Here are more details.
The modern train routes using Standard Gauge Railway SGR have officially started from Dar es Salaam to Morogoro. Deputy Minister of Transport, David Kihenzile, who was among the passengers, says starting of SGR trips will help to boost the economy of the country.
The railway network help us bring goods from distant countries to our port and help us to transport them quickly.
On his part, Director General of Tanzania Railways Corporation, TRC, Masanja Kadogosa, says starting of SGR trips is a good opportunity.
We will make the train fare easy for all people to afford because economic status of every Tanzanian is not the same.
The Standard Gauge Railway train trips are expected to open business opportunities and hence boost the country's economy. Peter Mganga, TBC News.
Dar es Salaam Port Director Mrisho Mrisho has given the nation's oil importers assurances that the single buoy mooring repair project, which is intended to empty diesel at the sea via the Tazama pipeline, will not affect the offloading of the tanker vessels. The repair process will take place over the course of 7 days from June 21 to June 27th. Rema Swabili has more details.
It is a single buoy mooring known as SPM with the task of saving large diesel tanker vessels, which has a capacity of handling more than 100,000 tons of diesel. Due to the lack of infrastructure to save the vessels at the port of Dar es Salaam, the buoy is used to service the vessels, and after saving 2 ships, repairs are made to the pipes to continue maintaining the infrastructure.
The frequency of vessels coming Dar es Salaam port, especially at the SBM, for discharging fuel. And this area specialized just for diesel fuel. Not only for Tanzania, but also for transit country, especially Zambia and the other neighboring country. Yes, we have 2 lines. The lines which used by Tazama, like Tanzania and Zambia, and you have another line which also used by a local depot. So we are servicing, and we are just looking this area as one of the vital installation, and we are looking at it as a sensitive area. That's why we are conducting periodic maintenance in order to sustain this facility to provide much more good service. That's why we are here, just to tell our customer that after servicing this Christ and another vessel polarized, I think we are stopping temporarily to maintain line 1 of Tazama. We have to replace some of the hose pipe in order to discharge fuel properly.
But what is the alternative to unloading the oil of the large vessels that will arrive in the country during the ongoing repairs?
Is there because all the customers, including the transit customers, can also use the second line of 24 inches, so they can use its alternative. So there is no way you can stop discharging process. We can continuously discharging while we're maintaining our facility.
Recently, Tanzania Port Authority, TPA, signed a contract for the construction of a single receiving terminal in the port of Dar es Salaam that cost more than 600 billion shillings to enable large tanker vessels to be served at the port, which will be implemented in 36 months. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Rahima Sababili, TBC News.
Tanzania celebrates the inauguration of its first emergency operation and communication center situation room, which is also the first national situation room to be set up under the African Union's Africa Multi-Hazard Early Warning and Early Action System program. Working under the authority of the Prime Minister's Office, the EOCC Situation Room will work to combine real-time data on current and emerging risks with data on past disasters to issue timely forecasts and bulletins. In a statement, Permanent Secretary in the Prime Minister's Office, Policy, Parliament and Coordination, Dr. Jim Yonazi, says that they have launched Situation Room that is going to help Tanzania to predict information on various kinds of disasters, including flood and drought. He says it is very important to be able to plan strategies on how to prevent, but again, if it happens, how to recover, and again, how to provide more information to stakeholders on how to bring life back together. And on to the next news. Tanzania Wildlife Management Authority, TAWA, has called on local investors to invest in the opportunities available in Pande Game Reserve in Dar es Salaam as part of efforts to increase local investment and improve tourism sector in the region. Ismail Bugadar has more.
The Pande Game Reserve is the only Dar es Salaam forest reserve with a size of 15.39 square kilometers with more than 38 mammals, including zebras and lions. According to the commander of Pande Game Reserve, Dorothea Masawe, a number of tourists visiting the reserve from January to early June this year is 1,543.
We are trying to promote tourism in terms of quality and wealth. We use a theory known as MICE, that is meeting, incentive, conference, and exhibition. We activate the reserve to the community through the meetings.
To secure the area, Dar es Salaam Special Zone has already conducted more than 16,000 patrols and managed to arrest 125 poachers.
In terms of the region, we have managed to conduct 16,375 patrols, of which 20,060 have been planned, like 60.1%, and 125 poachers have been arrested through these patrols with the vivid evidence.
The chairman of TAWA Board of Directors, Hamisi Semfuko, is calling for local investors to improve the area in order to improve the tourism sector.
Opportunities for conference halls, children's playgrounds, hotel facilities that will be compatible with the preservation of the area.
The people of Dar es Salaam who failed to reach the Mikumi Game Reserve or unable to go to Ngorongoro Reserve, I believe that after the next 5 years, if the animals here breed in large numbers, then we shall have a mini Mikumi in the city of Dar es Salaam.
The Pande Game Reserve for the fiscal year 2021-2022 to the fiscal year 2023-2024 has managed to implement 13 projects worth 1.5 billion shillings. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Ismail Bugda, TBC News.
The closure of 10 modern machines for kidney cleaning at the Tbcene Referral Hospital will reduce the challenge for citizens to find such service over a long distance. This was stated by the director of the Tbcene Referral Hospital, Dr. Joseph Kimaro, after the first client with kidney problem was given services in that hospital.
Establishment of this service at Tbcene Regional Referral Hospital is going to impact positively the patient with kidney diseases, and especially those in need of hemodialysis. And they are within our catchment area of Tbcene, Kigamboni, and Puranga. So, as you know, Tbcene area, we have never have any facility which is providing this service. So this is very important for the people of Tbcene, but this is also significant for the government, which is under our Honorable President Samia Suluhu Hassan.
Furthermore, Dr. Kimaro has explained the number of patients who will be served at the Tbcene Referral Hospital and bring great benefits to the community, while some citizens are thanking the government for the great achievement.
Provide hemodialysis services to up to 20 clients, but whenever the needs arise and the capacity is available, we can go further, maybe 25 or 26 per day. And this is because the machine in every session of hemodialysis, the machine has to be cleaned, and that also takes time. And as you can see, for every patient of every client, one session will take 3 to 4 hours to complete. So you have to add another time for machine cleaning and the preparation, and that's why we are going to provide services to such a lower number.
More than 400 million shillings derived from local revenue mentioned to be used for the purchase and installation of such modern equipments. The JK White Cement Company, based in India, in partnership with the Diamond Cement Company, have begun to formally produce white cement products in the country. The investment is expected to boost employment opportunities and technological advancement in the country, with the factory's goal of selling cement in both local and regional markets of the East African Community and Southern African Development Community, SADC. Rahma Sababili has more.
With yearly production capacity of 72,000 tons, this white cement manufacturing facility will supply both domestic and regional markets. Speaking at the facility in Coast Region, the managing director of JK White Cement Company, Dr. Raghavat Singhania, says that having white cement produced domestically will boost competition in the market.
We are supplying the white cement from UAE currently, and now it will be locally manufactured here. The quality of the product will be at par with the product that has been coming to Tanzania from UAE, if not better. So we will be able to supply to all the local producers. White cement is a specialized product. It is used as raw material for many other products, and keeping that in mind, we will be able to supply to the other manufacturers at very short notice. So therefore, it will help in other investments as well in Africa for other value-added products.
We are now a local manufacturer. We have the ability of doing something that no one else has, and that is our belief in Tanzania and in East Africa. We have established an investment here, and we will continue to look to grow.
In Tanzania, we invested around 14 million USD. White cement is nobody producing in the West, East or South Africa. We are the first in this region.
On his part, the manager of foreign investment promotion at the Tanzania Investment Center, TIC, Daudi Liganda, said that the investment will help the country and foreign currency.
This kind of investment means a lot to the economy of Tanzania because it is going to create jobs to our local people. It is going to bring more technology to our economy, and it is also going to contribute to the revenue of the country in terms of taxation.
Previously, JK White cement was only imported from the United Arab Emirates, UAE, to Tanzania. Reporting from the coast region, Rehema Sababili, TBC News.
The Managing Director of Tanzania Agricultural Bank, TADB, Frank Nyabudege, says his bank has provided 25 billion shillings loan to reinforce the commercial farming in Tanzania so as to create more employment opportunities. Speaking during the first day of commercial farming exhibitions taking place in Chalinze Coast Region, Nyabudege says that his bank will continue to boost the sector so as to cater to the national and international market.
Tanzania Agricultural Bank will continue to sponsor a commercial farming exhibition to facilitate more people to come and learn how to open commercial farming. We have already provided 25 billion Tanzania shillings to commercial farming to improve the value chain in the sector so as to create more opportunities for Tanzanians.
The Director of Knowledge Management of Tanzania Commission for Science and Technology, COSTECH, Samson John, urges young Tanzanians to use various platforms that are related to science and technology as part of developing the country's economy through innovative ideas. Samson made the remarks during the launch of Sahara Sparks platform for the year 2024, where different startup companies around Africa will showcase their innovative ideas.
In this event, the government benefits with to get challenges that startups are facing, and through these challenges, the government now comes with ways to address challenges through amending laws and also revising policies to make sure that innovations and technology development in the country are promoted.
On the other hand, the Chief Executive Officer of Sahara Venture, Jumanne Mtambalike, explains the reasons why Sahara Ventures continue to be the main stakeholders of the Sahara Sparks platform for the 9th season, while the Communications and Membership Lead at Tanzania Startup Association TSA, Fatuma Kweka, requests the government to create an enabling environment for innovators, especially startup companies in Tanzania.
This event will involve conversations around the future of work and skills of young people. We'll also have exhibition where we'll be showcasing different startups and young entrepreneurs and what they're doing around their innovations. We'll have dialogues, we'll have workshops, and there'll be several strategic discussions that will also contribute to the main vision of the government right now, which they're working on, which is Vision 2050, especially on how technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship can be adapted to foster success and economy of Tanzania.
We acknowledge that there are other challenges, such as access to funds, and we also work very closely with the government. We've been championing the establishment of the National Capital Venture. The government is aiming to establish a National Capital Venture Fund, so this will enable startups to access funds to inject into their businesses, and as a result, empower their lives and also bring about good economic returns.
The Sahara Sparks for the year 2024 will take place in Dar es Salaam, September this year. Young people have been urged to grab investment opportunities that will help them solve various challenges in employment. Launching the Tanzania Angel Investment Landscape Feasibility Report for small investors in Dar es Salaam, the ambassadors of Netherlands to Tanzania, Wibo de Boer, says young people should focus on investment.
And in order to be self-employed, it's very important to make it easier for people to start their own business. And that is why the embassy is also active in the private sector development. That is why we have been supporting all kinds of studies, how to make it easier for especially young people to start their own company. I think it's very important that as soon as possible the government will come up with a startup law to make it easier for young people to start their business.
On the other hand, Director General of Tanzania Commission for Science and Technology, COSTECH, Dr. Amos Nungu, urges Tanzanians to be ready for available projects that can improve their well-being.
This time, now we want the investors now to be part of the supporting mechanism to the ecosystem instead of only the government and the main partners. So I'm calling again upon the investors. I'm calling upon each and everyone to see the opportunity to invest in the startups, but also to be part of changing the narrative in Tanzania.
And before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now take a look at the exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Up next is international news. Here is international news as compiled by Ramadhani Pande and read by Ahmed Salum.
Late-night negotiations and an 11th-hour agreement set the stage for the formation of South Africa's first-ever coalition government on Friday, with President Cyril Ramaphosa at its head. The multi-party coalition signed on its agreement only on Friday, as members of parliament were sworn in after marathon negotiations and back-and-forth calls between Ramaphosa and leaders of other parties. Under the unprecedented coalition agreement, the Democratic Alliance DA, the ANC's official position, and the Inkatha Freedom Party IFP are expected to vote for an ANC president for the first time. The multi-party coalition was driven after the ANC suffered its worst electoral decline in 30 years. The party holds 159 of 400 seats in parliament, short of the 201 seats needed to have a majority after winning 40% of the vote in the country's May 29th election. The parties agreed to 10 fundamental principles, which included respect for the Constitution and positions against racism and sexism. The United Nations has warned that the global fight against female genital mutilation, FGM, is being undermined by families crossing borders to have girls undergo the procedure. A report from the UN Human Rights Office published on Friday found that FGM continues across the world despite bans, largely owing to the secret practice of taking girls abroad to countries where the practice is illegal or where laws criminalizing it are not enforced. UN Rights Chief Volker Turk said in a statement that female genital mutilation is part of a continuum of gender-based violence and has no place in a human rights respecting universe. The office has called for concerted global action to tackle cross-border and transnational FGM, zeroing in on so-called vacation cutting, particularly prevalent among families in Europe and North America, who take their daughters to their countries of origin to undergo the procedure during school holidays. FGM is banned in more than 70 countries, of which at least 35 are in sub-Saharan Africa. The UN Security Council has demanded that Sudanese paramilitary forces call off the 8-week siege of El Fasher, a city in the Darfur region where fighting has sparked fears of a possible genocide. The Security Council has called for an immediate halt to the fighting and withdrawal of all troops from the city. It expressed grave concern at the spreading violence and credible reports that the RSF are carrying out ethnically motivated violence in El Fasher. In a statement, the Council called on the rival forces to seek an immediate cessation of hostilities leading to a sustainable solution to the conflict through dialogue. The resolution called on all parties to allow civilians who wish to leave El Fasher to do so and remove obstacles to humanitarian access. Sudanese army has been fighting the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, RSF, for more than a year in a civil war that has killed thousands and forced millions from their homes. Al-Fasher is the last major urban center in Darfur that remains in the hands of Sudanese army. Several rounds of peace talks have failed to end the war, which began when the two generals leading the army and RSF respectively fell out.
That was international news. Sports news up next. Retired fourth government president Dr. Jakaya Kikwete calls athlete fans to turn up in numbers to participate in the Msoga Marathon, which aims at raising funds to support Msoga Hospital. Speaking during the inauguration of the race, Dr. Kikwete believes that the race will help the development of athletics in Tanzania, but also provide assistance for mother and children welfare in the region.
I appreciate the idea of the race. I also congratulate the member of the parliament on his vision of building this Msoga hospital. In reality, the area needs a hospital because from Segera to Chalinze and Chalinze to Kibaha, there is no such facility. So to build this infrastructure, it will save many people, including women and children. We have decided to support the race due to the fact that the fund that will be collected will help women and children.
Msoga Marathon is scheduled to take place on the 29th of June, with 5,000 athletes expected to participate in the race, in which money to be collected will be directed to help women and children in need at Msoga Hospital. Football stakeholders and fans urges referees to follow professionalism in the use of the coming video assistant referees VAR for next Tanzania Premier League season 2024-2025. Speaking to a TBC News reporter in Dar es Salaam, football stakeholders believe that even if the VAR will be installed in different football stadiums, the decision will lay on their hands, so they have to be fair.
It is very important to start with the referees and the Tanzania Premier League board to make sure that what is going to be implemented is creating solutions to our league. It is going to be nothing even if the government has removed taxes and installed equipment. Then, after 1 or 2 years, people will start to demand the removal of VAR.
It is okay the government has removed the taxes, but do we have quality stadiums and pitch? Do we have qualified professionals to use those tools, because VAR has been used to deny teams the victory?
Video assistant referees VAR came into spotlight after the government decided to remove taxes on importing equipment to facilitate the implementation of the technology in Tanzania. And before we wind up our news bulletin for tonight, let us now take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Good evening, dear viewer, and welcome again to the next 24 hours of forecast, starting tonight at 9 p.m. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, my name is Ramadan Omari. Wind is expected to flow at 40 kilometers per hour over the entire coast and Lake Tanganyika. While over Lake Victoria, wind speed is expected to reach 20 kilometers per hour, and Lake Nyasa, wind speed is expected to reach 30 kilometers per hour. And TMY has issued an advisory of strong wind reaching 40 kilometers per hour and large wave reaching 2 meters over the entire coast and also over southern part of Lake Tanganyika. So necessary precaution should be taken over those areas. And tonight, dry condition with cool temperatures expected to persist over most part of our country. And the lowest minimum temperature is expected to be 7 degrees Celsius in Mbeya and the Njombe regions. And tomorrow, most part of our country are expected to feature partly cloudy condition and the longer sunny periods. And in terms of maximum temperature, we expected the highest maximum temperature to be 32 degrees Celsius in Dar es Salaam region. And now, let's have a look on the next weather forecast over some regions of our country. And that is all for today. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
And that marks the end of our news bulletin for tonight. Do not miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Teddy Mparanyanga. Have a lovely, lovely night and a wonderful weekend.
TBC1, ukweli na uhakika.